So just as we leave the front trunk release topic, there is one vehicle out there that you can actually open the hood from outside the vehicle without the keys, and that's actually a Dodge Viper. In the left-hand side air extraction vent, there's actually a pull release there that doesn't matter the vehicle locked or unlocked. You can just reach your hand in there, pull it. It'll probably set the alarm off, but you can open the hood and see the engine.
As it should be, because once you do open that,
And
at
is that a
least
good
from
thing?
my childhood, that is a work of art underneath that hood.
Yeah, it's a favorite of mine too.
As a child, my dad took me to the Viper plant up in Michigan, and I don't remember how old I was, maybe 12 or 13, and they were super like high security. You couldn't walk outside of the lines, and the guys on the assembly line like locked eyes, and they brought me over there, let me sit in one of them on the line, and like forever changed my life as I knew it at that point as a kid. It was so cool. Had a 96 GTS poster on my wall.
Yeah, they were like a scrappy crew. Actually, they actually had a lot similar with the original Roadster team that were hand building those Roadsters. Like, you know, it was that same kind of scrappy mentality where it was like, if there's an issue, even if it's rolling off, pull it back in the factory, rework it, rejig it while it's on the line. Everything was done by hand. You got big respect for those guys.
Yeah, people don't realize this. The Dodge Viper was one of the most manually assembled, like American car in that class, anyways. So if you had some sort of a fender bender or an issue, like you had to replace the hood, as an example, it's not as simple as just having a hood sent. It is custom made to fit that car. So when you have to have a panel replaced, they literally have to send it, and then they have to rework that entire panel to get it to fit right. Yeah, that's a really good comparison, actually. That's a good one, like the OG Roadster team.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with those guys, with the Viper guys. Sold a lot of Vipers in my career, and yeah, that's when I was reading about, you know, and listening to Elon talk about the original Roadster and what they went through. I'm like, oh yeah, it's so similar. But again, it's a much smaller company with a lot less money behind it originally.
And then at one spot, and there's a station. Okay, that's the signal that's produced by a transmitter somewhere. It's not natural static. It's not like a quasar, a pulsar.
Speaking of Roadsters, though, I cannot wait for that new Roadster. I mean, I was just talking with a buddy about it today, and we were just kind of speculating. I mean, that thing is just going to be mind-bending. And I think Elon just recently tweeted a couple days ago, you know, reiterating that the thing's going to fly. We don't know how far, how high, but holy smokes.
I am really wondering what that's going to look like. Oh, hi, everyone.
The Allen Telescope Array has 42 telescopes.
Hi, Diana.
Hello.
How are you?
Bonjour.
Привет, Sonova.
Since it was launched, after just a few months in operation, it has been able to analyze the same amount of area of the universe as in the last 45 years of SETI's existence.
Good.
While we
Yeah.
were going around the world, like I just threw it out there. You need to shock and horror
by astronomers at the University of California in Berkeley, and it uses an army of millions of amateur internet users. From home, anyone can be part of this enthralling pursuit. The screensaver
All I
analyzes
know
some
is
of the data
who
that comes from
can
the
be
Arecibo
it.
Radio Telescope in Puerto Rico.
No.
Up to now, more than 5 million people from all over the world have participated and are processing all of the info captured by the Arecibo Radio Telescope. The
I
SETI
can
Home
say
project has grown so
hola,
quickly that
¿cómo
it is the biggest
estás?
ever of its kind. Both projects,
Stace, did you see that thing I tagged you
have
in?
been a huge advance in the search for intelligent life.
Yes, oh my gosh, I didn't read it yet, but somebody's throwing like bombs in East Mesa. That's the next town over from me. That does not make me happy. Okay, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I was playing Diablo.
There's two guys that are throwing bombs at people's houses.
That's not good.
Like, it's literally blowing up the front of their homes.
That's really not good.
Do you live on a corner unit? Because that's what they're targeting. Corner units.
No, I live on a cul-de-sac in a neighborhood that's probably not going to get bombed, but I could be wrong. There's never the first time, so I'm not, I'm nothing special. My neighborhood, I guess, could get bombed just like the rest of them, but we're pretty protected. Like, we're one of the last houses that they would bomb. They'd get to a whole lot of other houses before they get to ours. So, which isn't good either. I mean, I don't want anybody's house to get bombed, but I sure don't want my house to get bombed. So
it's crazy that like no one's been hurt. It's been 3 houses so far.
Have they caught them?
No.
Data is crucial to
Oh,
answering the question of whether we are alone in the
shoot.
universe and helping us to resolve some
Okay,
unanswered
that
or
doesn't
solved
make me
physics
happy because I
equations
do
of physics.
live on a
The Drake
cul-de-sac
equation
that's
is now
next
of
to a
major
park,
importance.
and
The
that
Drake
park is
equation
like,
is a way to grapple
you
with
know,
all of the
people
issues
can
most
walk
central
along
to
the
determining how
sidewalk like
civilizations are
really
their
close
They're
to my
driving
house.
up in a vehicle.
The Drake equation looks
They
at
could
seven
they could do
independent
that
factors
on the
and tries to
sidewalk,
put a number
like
on
from
each
the
of them.
parking lot. They could do that.
So what that guy's video showed from him, and like he actually got hurt. He had like cuts on his face.
What kind of bomb? I mean, did they give any
They don't.
information about it?
No, this was just like from you know the guy who did the video, like he does all that, like, you know, hey, let's try to find this person.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So he doesn't have any like the police information, but it was like he contacted the guys whose house got like the front of the house blew up, and the guy like had you know, like cuts and stuff on his face from it, and he's just like, look, we got, you know, from our video, he sent it over to that guy, you know, who tries to find these people, you know, the bad guys, and like they had like the make and model and of the car and the color, but they didn't have a license plate because it was too far off, and then they had like a sketch description like of the guy that came up, and as he was walking up to the house, he literally put his cell phone up and took a picture of it first,
During the last few years, we've seen how
and then threw the bomb in.
Did it say? Did it say? Was it? Did it say what neighborhood it happened in, or cross streets or anything?
No, it just said Mesa, Arizona.
Mesa, East Mesa. Yeah, we're like 3 miles away from East Mesa. So we're in Gilbert. I don't mind saying it. Because I've said it before.
I have returned. Everyone live in fear.
We are living in fear.
We were
There's
just
people
talking
bombing
about the
houses.
people that are throwing bombs in the houses here in the next town over.
Wow, how fitting.
Yeah, you picked a great time to reemerge. Yeah, so Diana was just telling us about that.
With that last
That's like a
specific
couple
wow.
miles away from me. So, and they haven't caught the
That's
guy.
why I tagged you, because I know like Arizona is like, you know, a gigantic desert, so you guys stick together. And like
Yeah,
I was just
But
like,
no, we're
holy
close.
shit.
Like that is the next town. I mean, we're connected, right? Like, I mean, it's just a street sign. It's just a sign that says welcome.
If I was your neighborhood, I'd start doing like I get like a serious hardcore like
We do,
carrying
yeah. There's
neighbor
kind of a
patrol.
night watch, not like a patrol thing, not a really, but like during the riots. Remember back in 2020, so there were riots and things, and like we were getting threats and stuff, like literal threats on social media, like for our part of town and stuff, and they're like, oh, we're coming for you, blah blah blah. And so literally we had people, you know, on a schedule, and we would just do the sort of, you know, night watch thing.
You might want to share that on your little neighborhood thing and start that up again.
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I don't go on Facebook, but I think this is important. I'm in the neighborhood Facebook page, so yeah, I think it's important to make sure that see if they're talking about it at all. They might already have it handled. So
I mean, seriously, what happens like if a kid's playing in the living room on the floor or something, and like someone throws a bomb in from a fucking house?
Yeah, that is not good. That's yeah, like I see that's where our room is, so that's not good.
No.
Oh, thanks,
Hopefully
Diana.
FBI's
I
on it.
appreciate it. Yeah, I'll read that before I go to bed for sure, and we'll be careful. But man, dang it, why do these things start happening now? Oh,
I don't know who would
election.
think to do that. Like, who would
Yeah.
think to literally just throw bombs at people's houses? And the only thing that they can find in common for the three, which obviously their MO can change now that it's being put out there publicly, but like that, all of the three units, the only thing that these people had in common were they were in the same area, and each one of them was a corner lot. But they didn't work for the same
I
place.
am a corner lot because I'm at the end of a cul-de-sac, like on one of the sides. So, but anyway, oh shoot. But nobody's hurt or just like cuts and scratches so far.
Yeah, just that one guy got cuts and scratches, and then like two other people reached out to him and said it happened to them as well.
Oh, dang it. All right, well,
My suggestion is to send the internet, right? Send so much information that they can look through it and find pictures, videos, sounds, text, of course. And
What's the world coming to, Diana? Tell me.
This is a shithole.
Can you explain it to me, please? Because I don't understand. No, I appreciate you tagging me on that. So,
No,
I'll
I just
read
want
the
you to
post.
be aware, just in case. Like, I didn't know how close you were, but
I wasn't aware. Yeah, I assumed that they had been caught. You know what I mean? Like, but now that you say they had not been caught, now that freaks me out a little bit. Yeah, it freaks me out a little bit.
yeah, and there's two of them.
I'm gonna like add fuel to the fire. Oh, that was a bad,
Go
not
for it.
an intentional pun. But like, you know, in 2024, just remember, not even 5 years ago, the idea that if you Googled anything even remotely related to potentially making a bomb, like the NSA would show up at your door and the FBI or whoever. So why, how are even like in-store shopping was monitored for potential making ingredients? Is that the right word? So I'm just wondering how in 2024 we've got people just casually throwing bombs at front doors. It's
Well,
just
we have
like
had
mildly